Okay, first thing we need is something to color. So, let's draw an elephant. I'm using the studio pen that is in inking. I copied it and I went to streamline. This way I can change my stabilization and my streamline amounts without having to worry about what was the original from the brush. So I currently have the brush set at 3%, and that gives me this. I can tap up here. I have a marker set for 7% and one for 12%. So 12% allows for really thick lines. But I'm just going to do a sketch here. And I will let you just follow along. I'm going to do this very rapidly, and then I will pause so you can have the original sketch. You can copy it into, just do a screen capture, paste it into your PROcreate and trace it or remove the background or whatever, and you'll be able to play with this too. So here we go. Okay, we forgot a little something here. Elephant's got toenails. So here's the picture that we are going to color. It's a cute little elephant here, I think. Go ahead and take a screenshot. Get it onto your iPad. You can put this on pause, and then we will continue from there. Alright, so before we actually start to color, let's take a look at this tennis ball here. The light is coming from this direction. And let's fix our pen so that it works better for making it a pointer. The light is coming from basically up here. So you have this round area here that is lit. And you'll notice this is a perfect circle, and yet it fits nice and snugly right here in this one spot. And that's because the ball is round. You've got shading. Let's clear that. That goes and it follows that, but here it goes up. And then it continues. And then it goes up. And then it continues. And that's because this part of the ball is recessed. So with the part of the ball being recessed, the shadow is going to extend a little bit further up in those grooves. So hopefully that will help us to shade our elephant. Remember, we're going to have the light coming from this direction. All right, now that we're ready to start coloring, I'm going to show you the colors that I have. So we're going to start off with the white. If we go over to value, you can see the hexadecimal and the red, green, blue here. And then we'll go over to an orange color. Remember, you can pause the video at any time to write these down. Once you have the color in, if you tap on the palette, then it will put the color in there. If you hold down on that color, you can delete that swatch in case you accidentally do it more than once or you have the wrong one. I have a medium light gray. I have a medium dark gray. I think I was too fast on that, so there's the medium light gray. Here's the medium dark gray. I have a blue. I have a black. I have a pale yellow. And I have a pink. We're going to start on the medium light gray. I'm going to go back to the classic palette because that's the one I like. And now we're ready to start coloring. I've got my layer 2 here. That's my actual picture. Layer 1 is the rough sketch that I did. I am going to insert a new layer here. That's the one I'm going to color on. So I'm going to tap on layer 2, and I'm going to make it my reference. Then I'm going to make sure to go to layer 3 to do the coloring, like I didn't do forever. Let's see. I want the medium dark gray. Yes. And we're going to drag and drop this in. You can tick here on continue filling, and then you can just touch the screen where you want to fill, or you can continue to drag and drop, whichever is your preference. You'll notice here the toenail has come in, so I'm going to undo that. That's 2-finger tap. I'm going to come up to layer 2, choose my black, make sure that I am on the studio pen in inking, and I am going to close this gap. Let's make that smaller. There we are. Close that gap. Are there any others? There's one here. Okay. And I see here I have a little bump right there. It just looks weird to me, so I am going to smooth it out ever so slightly, just because I'm weird that way. All right, we'll go back to the medium dark gray, and we'll continue with our color fills. Now, for the nails, and yes, I know that these are not proper elephant toenails on the bottoms of the feet, but I just wanted to do it that way. I'm going to use the medium light gray and fill these in. The reason I have these like this is just so I can show you how to refine the colors in different shapes. We've got a curve shape, and we've got rectangular shapes. So there we go. That looks nice. And I need the medium dark gray again because I forgot to do this one. Now, one of the things that I have problems with is I end up with clear things wherever my white is supposed to be because I forget to fill it in. I can fix that by going down to background color and choosing something besides white so that I can see that. And that's pretty cool. Let me see. Speaking of white, that's going to be this part of the eyes. I'm going to make the other part of the eyes blue. I'm going to use this orange color in the ears. And then I'll come out and I'll look to see if there's any of that green showing through. And there isn't. And this is a pretty good coloring picture here. You're perfectly okay to stop here and accept this. It's great. We're going to go a little bit further and do some shading and highlights. So I am going to choose the medium light gray. And I see I went up to the reference layer, so now I have to undo and redo. I'm two-finger tapping. That's because whenever I fix the lines, I didn't go back down here where I should have. Press and hold, and that'll get me that same medium dark gray. And I'm going to zip through this part. Okay, now we're ready. We're going to go to that medium light gray, and we're going to go up a layer. I'm going to make this a multiply layer. And this way, whenever I go on top, it's going to make it darker by that amount of gray color. To make life easier, make it look better, let's go down to the airbrushing. I'm going to choose the soft brush, which I have at 3% right now. And we're going to start shading just like we saw on that tennis ball. I'm going to select, let's do these two. And remember, our light is at the top right. You can choose top left if you want. The more you go over something, the darker it gets. You just simply lift your Apple Pencil up and then put it back down again. And you're trying to remember that your light is coming from the top right of your screen and going to the bottom left, or you can have your shading go somewhere else. Let's do the inside of the ears next. I'm going to go up to, that's 9%, and just kind of get the inside of the ears there. And then we can go back down to 3, because remember, this is underneath the fold here, so we want that. And we'll follow along here, making a little bit darker there, just because a little variation is good. And then you will see whenever I select this, it also gets the trunk. So this trunk is going to have to be done separately, and the face will have to be done separately. So what we can do is choose freehand, And actually, let's go automatic. I'm going to select the whole thing. We'll go freehand. And then I'm going to choose remove, which is down here at the bottom. Second one from the left. And I want to remove from the selection all of this part here. And I'm going to go to save and load, and I'm going to add that. Whoops. We only need that once. And then I'm going to freehand, and we are going to pick just the trunk. As you're tracing, you can lift your pen off the page, continue just slightly down from where you were. It'll automatically jump when you start drawing. And I'm going basically into the middle of where the black line is. That way the black line will cover what your edge is, and it'll look a little bit more natural that way. And we will save that one. Click the plus sign. We now have the head and we have the trunk. And this will become nice and important later. We're going to have the same issue with the feet. So I'm going to go ahead and freehand here. Actually, I want to go over the nails. And we want the same thing on this one, but we'll go ahead and get it like right now. And once again, I am drawing around the nails. And that's those two legs. And I think that'll be it for those. We're going to load that in. And then we have this side here. And this side here. All right, now if you happen to be drawing and you go over like that, don't really want that, you just click on the remove, which is the second from the right there, or second from the left, and draw around what you want to remove. Now, we save and load that, and there we have the body. Now we have all of the different sections that we don't want to keep. So I'm going to start with selection, save and load, and we're going to choose selection 1, that's the face. Make sure that we're on the soft brush and airbrushing. And I'm going to go back up to 9%. To save a size, you move that over there, tap once on it, and then you can click on this plus sign that you see right here, and it'll save that. To remove, then you would click on the minus sign. All right, so I'm going to have a little bit there. Let's go back down to 3 because I want this to be a little bit darker. And then we go light there. And it'll kind of peter out right there. There's going to be a little bit of shading along the eye there. And we're going to do on that side of the nose there. And now we select the other part of the trunk. And I'm going to continue. Forgot to select. I'm going to continue the shading here. You'll notice that we put the contour line so it was more towards the bottom over here. And that way it looks like the trunk is kind of curving under. Gives a little bit more dimension. All right. Now we'll do the body. Lighter to darker. So I'm just going over some of the areas there. I want to make sure to get the bottom nice and dark because that's definitely underneath. And a little bit of a shading going here to denote that this goes under these parts. All right, that was somebody at the door, and I'm not sure where I left off. So we are going to just go ahead and continue from here. There will be a small skip in the recording, and I apologize. Well, life happens. It was the 4th time somebody was at my door. And the first time that I wasn't able to get the correct things in. So here we go. Continuing on. Oop, we did not get that tail. That's why you want to keep these things on different layers. If you forgot something, you can always go back and get it. There. I'm going to feather this. Make it smaller. And let's try smudging a little bit. How does that look from there? That looks okay. Okay. If somebody zooms in, they'll be able to see. Let's get the legs. And I think that is all of my saves and loads. It is. Alright, so we can go back to automatic. We'll select that leg and that leg. Shade on the overlap. And shade on the leg. Shade on the overlap. And then shade on the leg. And let's get the bottoms of these feet. And we're going to give them a little roundness. That gives them a little dimension. And I could do the tail, but it's small enough that you don't really have to worry about that. But we have these nails, which apparently, there. Once again, I'm doing that threshold thing. It's connected, it's just a very thin connection. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up. We do the clipping mask. And let's choose the orange color. And we've got the soft brush. And we're just giving a little orange stain, a curve around those nails, and basically turning it into a gradient on the other one. Let's go a little bit smaller. Okay. I'm going to go back up. And as you can see, that looks even better than what we had before. So we've gone from flat drawing to giving a little color to the nails, a little shading to the rest of it, and it looks a little bit more three-dimensional. We're going to go up. We're going to make that let's start off with screen. Once again, we're going to do a clipping mask. And this time we're going to choose that sunny yellow color. Pale yellow, sunny yellow. And we are going to give a little bit of a shine where we think the light would be hitting. And I'm including reflective light on this. So we'll do the edge of the outside of the ears. And we need the face. Let's see. Remember the tennis ball and how the curve actually went beyond? We're going to do that here. Like that. And we'll give a little bit there. And then let's do the trunk. Doesn't have to be a bright shine. You can put a bright shine on some places, and then not on others if you want. And you see this is already starting to make it even more rounded in appearance. I'm changing the size of my brush according to the space that I'm in. I am not going to do the bottoms of the feet, but there we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go up one. We're going to choose the pink, and we're going to give them little blushies. Doesn't have to be great big dark blushies, just little blushies. And then we're going to go above layer 2 with the white. And let's go back over to inking, and we're going to use the studio pen. We're going to add shine to the eyes. Let's see, that'll be the yellow color. So I'm going to put, let's put a great big one here. Oh, I forgot to take the reference off. If you don't take the reference off, you can't fill in your colors correctly. There we go. And we'll put a little one here. And a little one here. I'm going to duplicate that so I can move it over to the other eye. Let's take the magnetics off there. And we'll put it at about the same way it is on the first eye. This eye is further away and therefore a little smaller, so we'll make that a little bit smaller. There we go. And we merge that down. And we're going to change the opacity to, I think about 75% should work. There we are. And it looks like a shine. So, the only thing left is for you to sign your work. You have now colored your elephant. I hope this helps you out, and I hope you have a wonderful day.